Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to a brand new video. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 800 subscribers. Make sure you like the video because that helps it get out to more people. And if you are new, of course, well, more people like it, more people come in that are new. Subscribe, please. But let's get into the news that we have to talk about. And there's one thing we have to talk about this morning, and it happened yesterday. It was 1 a.m. in the UK where this came out. So a lot of you wouldn't have been able to see this when it actually did come out because probably most of you were asleep. For me, I think it was like 7 a.m. for me, which is normally the time, it's the time for me where I'm like, oh, there's nothing I have to worry about, no news will come out, and then bang, Fabrizio Romano, very, very late at 1 a.m., of course, tweeted out this, and it came out, and you're like, whoa. It is exclusive that Sunderland have agreed a deal to sign Diarra as a new midfielder from Strasbourg. Here we goes. Leeds United were linked with him, and he's one of the midfielders we thought we were going to get. Now, I'll get into the whole Leeds fans do need to calm down a bit about this, but let's just go through a couple of other tweets because there's been 3 tweets since the first one has dropped, well, 2 others since the new one has dropped. It is understood the agreement has been reached tonight, and between clubs of £35.5 million package add-ons included. Sell-on clause also included and medical test booked. And then after that, we had this tweet. More on Habib Diarra and Sunderland exclusive story overnight. Documents are being exchanged with Strasbourg. Initial fee worth £31.5 million. Was that plus 4 million on add-ons? Medical's already booked, and the here we go is 100% confirmed. So basically, he's basically 100% confirmed it, and I think basically what this means is it was completed because then he tweeted out with the first one with the heart of the club of Sunderland and the tick. So it looks like it is confirmed and going to happen. Now, the reason why I need to talk to Leeds fans about this and tell them to calm down, because people I've seen on Twitter, I've seen people tweet out stuff like, how do we let Sunderland beat us to this? How do we let Sunderland beat us to this? 35 million is a lot of money for a player who hasn't been proven, of course, in the Premier League. Now, I'm not saying Diarra is a bad signing or anything. I'm not going to rewrite the narrative of like I didn't want him because I did. It's a very good signing for Sunderland, but on a Leeds United basis of before the season started, right before the transfer started, what we heard was 30 million on each position basically. So it looks like what's happened is Sunderland and Leeds. This is what I think happened. Now, this might not be true. I think we went into a little bidding war going for Diarra between us and Sunderland. And of course, it actually came out, I don't know how many days ago, but there was a thing coming out that Leeds United might not get him because Diarra wants a top 6 club. Now, that was bullshit, it sounds like, and I'm going to get into that as well after talking about the first bit. But in my opinion, I think it got into a bidding war, and basically it went over the amount that we were willing to spend on him, and that's why we pulled out, and now Sunderland to get him. Now, with the top 6 team about him wanting to be playing for a top 6 club, and that's why it would be hard for us to get this deal done. The club could have lied about that. I mean, that's a fair thing to lie about. I mean, if the club came out and say something like, "Oh yeah, it can happen. He'll be fine with joining a club where we are," then you have teams like Wolves, teams like West Ham, those type of teams that are Everton, the teams that are lower down, going to be like, well, if Leeds United can get him, then we can get him because we're in a more established position being in the Premier League for season after season after season, a long time. You know what I mean? They're more established, so they can be like, yo, we're not going to get relegated. We're going to stay up. Those teams at the bottom that have just come up from the Championship, look what's happened the last 2 seasons. Like, they've all 3 have gone straight back down again. That's what's happened the last 2 seasons. So come to us, and it'll be more likely for you to actually stay in the Premier League. Now, that's what, in my opinion, could have been a reason. But back on the whole, Sunderland get him. I'm fine with Sunderland getting him because, okay, they've spent a lot of money on him. Of course, the money looks like it went over the amount that we were willing to spend. So that all happened. So what I want us to do is just move on, which we will. Now, I see Leeds fans saying, well, I've seen some people say, like, oh, move on now. You don't think the club have multiple options already? That's how football works. You don't just have one option, and when that fails, you have to close it and start all over to get the next one. You got a couple of them you're talking to at the same time, which we will have. Now, I do think we will get our midfielder, but let's just calm down because I do think he'll be coming in after July. So a couple of days from now will be when we start seeing more signings. I genuinely think we could have a boom, boom, boom of a couple of signings between the 1st of July and the 5th, I'd say. We could have a couple of signings straight away like that. Now, the club do things in silent, and it looks like even though we're in the Premier League, like the Jacobiol stuff, it was talked about, yeah? But then you got Nemetra, which was kind of silent, very silent. But the Biol stuff was still a bit silent. Like, we weren't completely sure if we were getting it done or not. So yeah, don't be shocked if the club do something in silence, and all of a sudden we've signed someone. And the way the club done business in the championship, if you don't know the player, don't be like one of these people that go, "Well, I don't know him, so shit." Because look what happened with Tanaka. You know, we just out of nowhere, bang, and what a player he's been for us last season. I think he'll do the same this season in the Premier League. So yeah, I wouldn't get too worried about this. The player that I would want us to sign to play that kind of 10 role, which in my opinion not going to be a 10, is going to be a CDM because we're going to play more defensive. I would go for Longstaff. I really, really want Longstaff in that position. Now, we could have a couple of signings, you know what I mean? But the thing is that Leeds have to do is calm down a bit. Now, this deal is not getting done for Leeds United, and Diarra is off to Sunderland. Good signing for them, as I said already. I'm not going to change my opinion. Very good signing for them. And they're doing some good business. They're actually doing some really good business in the way of they want to stay up. You know how, like, teams that come up too early, Sunderland, in my opinion, came up too early, you could say, or before they were supposed to, like before their plans were to come up, they came up, like this season. Um, and after that, you look at that for me, like they came up a bit early than what they were probably targeting when they come up. You know what I mean? Normally, teams that do that go straight back down and come bottom of the table, basically. Now, they're doing some transfers where they're not the transfer that you normally see from these type of clubs, which is like we'll bring in players that are going to be that are going to stay if we go down and be suited for the championship. They're bringing in signings that are like, we want to stay up, competitive. Which, yeah, I think they could honestly. I was gonna just put them bottom of my. I was gonna actually put Sunderland just last. In my predictions before I'll do my predictions on the channel, but that could honestly change because they're doing some good business. But Leeds United fans, let's just calm down because the business will come and we'll be happy hopefully before preseason starts when we bring in hopefully a starting number 9, a starting number 10 / centre mid, whatever we're going to do in that position. A couple of others, the starting left back, the backup left back, a couple of rotation players. I reckon it will come in, Leeds fans. So maybe just calm down a bit. It's fine. We can lose out on players. And it's not like we lost out on Diarra, for me, because we're Leeds United and they're Sunderland. It's the price. And we said, in my opinion, what we said is, that's a bit too much. That's a bit too much. So yeah, if you guys like the video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My eye is so red, God. And I'll catch you boys next time. Peace.